When the Biafrans break out of Nigeria, the British have lost a lot of emperors and empires of oil, which they are using to sustain the economy of the Britain as a nation. Don't you know that we are the one feeding Britain? Yes, we are the one feeding them. Do you know that they are sucking 84 to 86% of our oil freely without paying down? You don't know. And this oil that they are sucking, where is it located? Where does it come from? It belongs to Biafrans. It is our oil and it comes from our land. So anything that leads to breaking out, definitely we are breaking out of, cutting them off from the oil which they are enjoying. Imagine when somebody have a resources, 100%, you are enjoying 86%, left with that left how many? Like
14%.
14% to the owner. Is that not greedy? Is that not evil in the highest order? Is that not wickedness? That is to tell you how wicked and how evil they are. Excuse me. In addition to this again, Nigeria has become a firm to the British. They are firm to the British. We have become one of their industry, which they are making their daily money. We are the source of their income. So the breaking out of the Biafrans will cause a serious harm in their economy. And that is why they don't want Biafra to go. And that is why they even prefer that all the Biafrans, the Igbo people, Igbo descendants, that all of them should be wiped out. Are you hearing me? Even as I speak to you, they are the ones sponsoring the terrorism. They are partaking to this Fulani killing in Nigeria. Go and check the people they are killing. Christians. Why are they killing Christians? Because the Christians in Nigeria have the same ideology with the Biafrans. And the only way for them to continue this is to wipe out the Christians in Nigeria, which the Biafrans constituted 89 to 88, 89, 88% of the Christians in Nigeria. So any a tendency of wiping Christianity, you are equally wiping Biafrans, which majority are the Igbos and Christians. Do you understand me? You see why they allow, have you ever seen them, the British or King Charles, to condemn the killing in Nigeria that is going on daily basis, even as at this morning? Have you ever seen them condemn it? But why is it that they are not talking about it? And they are the one that colonized that Nigeria. They are the one that give Nigeria independence. Why is it that this kind of thing is going on and they never said anything regard to that? Have you ever pondered on that? Have you ever asked that question? That is to tell you they are part and parcel of what is going on in Nigeria. Even the castration of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, their hand is there. If it was possible for them, the major thing, that's why they are telling you that Omotosho tempered justice with mercy by not hanging Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because the British saw it clearly. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu remained the only black man ever that stood before the late Queen of England and poured out her sins before she died. You understand? The atrocities that the British carried out against the black nation like Nigeria. You see why excuse me, Radio Biafra, where does it start? It started in Britain. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said a lot of things that exposes the British to the world. Are you hearing me? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu uses it to expose many things, which they themselves doesn't like, even before the death of the Queen. You see why they are fighting tooth and nail that anybody that can come up. Take a look at what happened in the Civil War. During the Civil War, that was where Arnold was coming out from. There is this man, somebody we see from the British. He worked in the Parliament of Labour during the Civil War. He was the one that supplied arms to Nigerian government and sponsor massively to other neighboring states like Egypt and other foreign countries, including them during the war. He was the one in charge of the arms who supplied those arms, both artillery, both bomb that they use against the Biafrans, the Igbos, both all those armor tank and armor, all those things. He's the one. He was the one. This thing I'm telling you is something you can do your findings. So these are the things. And when this man really more came up with all this, that the Christians killing, the suicide, and also genocide in Nigeria, these are that. The same government of the British called Nigerian government, they coerced together to bribe the more. Do you know, as I'm talking to you, half of Niger Delta oil is being, channeled to the more. That's why allegedly. That is why Lily Moore now decided, to change, to twist his tongue. He decided to twist his tongue because if you are following Lily Moore before, you will agree with me that Lily Moore have changed. What he was saying before was not what he's saying now. What concerns me with the Christians in the north? Are there not Christians that partner with Nigeria to kill the Biafrans during the war? They are there. Go on and go. Plateau. So how should their own now disturb my freedom? Are they Biafra? We are talking about Biafra. And the man, Lilimo, is telling people, telling Americans and telling Donald Trump about the Christians in the north. What thing concern me there? What is my own business? Let them stand up on their own because they join forces together against me, the Biafra. So now I want to go. Why are you now trying to force me to say marriage now by force? I am telling you this because God will bless McArnold. Are you hearing me? For coming up to speak this truth and to speak all these things out to expose the evil of the British because of the what? Imagine when you want to colonize a man, you need to seek the concept when you want to join them. Marriage is all about concept of the woman and the man. Is that not so? Before the family itself, the two parties need to, agree to one another before they will not take it to their families. That is how it should be. When you under the memo of amalgamation, did you see the concept of these people to merge them together? And moreover, you forgot that inside the memo that many Yorubas are carrying up and down, the memo you are mentioning, go and read it, go and visit it back. There was a statement there which stated it that after 100 years that you cannot stay, you can go. Anyone that cannot stay can go. So what happened to that very place? Why are they still, logging head on that very place? Because we cannot stay again. Must you accompany the Fulanis to accomplish their jihadist ambition? That Nigeria must become an Islamic nation now by force? Everybody have right of worship, to worship anything. Freedom of worship. Yes. And this is what they did to Turkey. They turned Turkey to Islamic nation today. It was a Christian nation. Likewise, Morocco. I'm mentioning, go and do your findings. Likewise, Morocco. And many other nations that are Islamic nation today. Are you hearing me? It was a conquest like this. And if you keep silent and you keep quiet, before you know it, that is why I told them that the reason why they are saying Igbos are the problem of Nigeria, because Igbos are the one resisting them. Ever ready to resist them and have been the one resisting them. That is why Yoruba man will tell you, say, Igbo people are the problem of Nigeria. Hausa man will come and tell you, say, Igbo people are the problem of Nigeria. Because of our resistance. Nothing more. Are we the one ruling? No. Are we the one controlling the everything? No. Yorubas and the Hausa Fulanis are the one controlling it. Yet, they are seeing us as the one being their problem
Okay.
because of this particular agenda.
Okay, Biafran evangelist, you said it all. That will drag me to a very personal question that some people will want to hear here. Now, we're talking about the British government, how they are secretly hiding and not want to intervene about the issue and the genocide, Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria. But that draws my attention to a particular thing. Nnamdi Kanu has a British passport, if I'm not mistaken, which means he's a British
Citizen.
citizen.
Yeah.
So among all these,
By centralization.
a lot of people will be wondering, is it that the British, they don't care about their citizens, or they are just too greedy to know that their citizens are supposed to be protected, or they don't give, as in they don't care at all? Please let us know.
No, the British cares about their citizen. They love their citizen, but they don't love Biafra. You understand? Because when the IPOB was tagged or called, what is it called, terrorist group, the British gave them an amnesty. The British government gave IPOB amnesty. Do you understand? They are against Nnamdi Kanu because they believe that whosoever that shall stand to talk about Biafra, because they, like I said before, what they are gaining, when you are talking about Biafra, you are talking about removing the major key source of their income in their entire generation, even the ones to come. Do you understand? The ones to come that are yet to be born. So Nnamdi Kanu is that person standing, one man standing to remove that, to take that away from them. That is why they ignore him, despite the fact that he's what? He's a British citizen. Do you understand? Not because of any other, it's because of Biafra issue. And let me tell you, do you know how many times they have visited Nnamdi Kanu trying to pressurize him to surrender Biafra, which he refused? Do you know how many times the British have sent? Yes, have sent delegates. Okay, what did you do? You know how many times they ask him what did you want in a blank note? Just fill up the form. But leave, forget Biafra. Just fill the form, forget the Biafra. We will grant it to you. Nnamdi Kanu refused. That is why they treated him the way they treated him. And that is one of the reasons why he was sentenced to life imprisonment. And not just only life imprisonment. They did not see any other place to send him but to Sokoto. You understand? But he had been in Abuja in DSS custody. But this time around, they don't want to send him to West here or East. They now return him inside Sokoto, as far as Sokoto is. For you to see the wickedness, in their mind, anything Biafra, the person must be killed. Had it been that the law of Terrorism Act was not removed, because it was that law that was, repaired in 2013-14 to favor Muhammadu Buhari terrorism group and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because all of them formed it together to destabilize Jonathan government in 2014. These people you are seeing today, Tinubu know about it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows about it. This terrorism of a thing, he knows about it. Shegumi, what did he say? He said whenever he want to go and negotiate, the government is always sign security personnel, both police and soldier, that follows him to the negotiation ground. Then who are the government? Is it not Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president? Do you understand me? So all this thing you see, they did it to buy Kanu. But as a result of that repaired law, so that's why Kanu is asking Omotosho. I don't know whether you remember, where is the law? Where is the law? Had it been that that law was not repaired, Kanu will not be alive by now. They will use it. Imagine where there is no law regarding to Terrorism Act. A man that you did not even see gone with him or in his house. But people that are killing on daily basis, you are watching even to this very date. You invaded the Igboho house, so you saw gun, you saw many. Yet the same man is working freely. These people are moving freely. But a man you could not see ordinary cutlass in his house is the one you tag terrorist. You say what he say. Is he the only one that have been saying? Is people not been saying? Even till today, as I speak to you, Wike said, what did Wike say to that journalist? Is that not a threat? So what are we then saying? But all these things is not the major point. The major point is that Master Nnamdi Kanu is speaking for Biafra. Do you know the last visit? Do you know how much? Do you know the promises? What they promised him? But yet he refuses. That's why Wike voice out some months ago. He said that somebody with the kind of Kanu doesn't lose war. That they always come out victorious. That is the only person that he's afraid of in Nigeria. Appreciate Nwanyị ka nwoke mma, no in person of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the DPM, the COS, accept the champion of the champions. Thank God that Mazi Simon Ekpan has a foresight by, bringing somebody like you alongside himself before Nigeria plotted of his kidnapping by using the Finnish government in order to silence the Biafran voice. But to you, as a woman, that is why they said the woman can do better what men can do. And you have proven it that you are better than your other colleagues, which I will not mention their name, for security reasons and for the betterment of everybody. Yes, the Sultan of Sokoto is saying now the truth. They cannot survive.
They cannot survive. Why do you think
They cannot survive. The reason why they will not survive is because what is sustaining and keeping this nation as one Nigeria is coming from the Biafra land.
It's coming from the Biafra land.
Biafra land is a Biafran product. It's a Biafran commodity. It's a Biafran resources. It's a Biafran money. Fame. So taking it away from them is like taking food away from Nigeria. That's why he said that they cannot survive it. When I was saying it, if you watch my previous videos, other ones I've said some time ago, I told you that once Biafra leave Nigeria, there will be no Nigeria. Nigeria will go hungry. I know what I'm saying. Sultan of Sokoto is acknowledging my statement. One Nigeria is what God has embedded on Biafra land. That is one Nigeria. Once you remove it, do you know that, let me shock you, do you know that the Sultan of Sokoto, only him owns a 23 oil well in Biafra land? But not even as Asare Dokubo, nobody from the east that own any gold or mining company in Borno State.
23.
Yes, I said 23. You can do your findings. Mention Igbo person or Biafran person that own 10 oil well in their land. The oil well that come from their own land. But somebody is controlling 23. You see why he said that if the Igbos should go, that they are not going to survive. Of a truth, they are not going to survive. One, do you know why they are not going to survive? One, economically, they cannot survive. In terms of intelligence, they cannot survive. In terms of ideology and development, they cannot survive. In terms of sustainable economy and sustainable good environment, they cannot survive. And they lastly, mentally, they cannot survive. Check out get sense. Now anywhere you push and go, you go, no. But you cannot trade with Igbos, whether educated or not educated. They have something to drop on the table. In anywhere Igbo man appear, whether he go school or no go school, that place you go know say Igbo man is around. Because we go bring in development, because we go produce and we contribute to the growth and the success and the development of that area. Go to 36 states or 37, including the FCT, making it 37 states that make up this country. Go to any state, then check their development. Igbo man contributes 75. More than every other tribe in Nigeria. Take a look at it, my beloved brother. I must be honest to us. In Lagos State, do you know how many Fulanis that are in Lagos? How many of them are paying tax? How many of them are renting house? How many of them are paying for electricity? I'm asking you, how many of them are paying for sweeping the environment? How many of them are paying? There are none. How many? How many? But you eventually see every average Igbo man, at least, even if he did not do much, he will try to have at least one room apartment. So landlord is benefiting from that. The economy of Lagos State is growing from that. Sweeping, they pay in the compound. They pay for electricity, NEPA they use. We pay for water that we use. We pay for virtually everything we use in Lagos State. But how many of them? Go now, you see many of them in the night, every night. You see them sleeping in the gutter. Somebody that is sleeping inside gutter, how do you expect him to pay rent? Is gutter a house? Who is the landlord of gutter? No, no, no. Let us be sincere. You see why he's telling you that they are not going to survive? Because mentally, everything will work against them. But the Igbos have advantage because we have been industrious from the origin. We have been mindfully independent, mindfully developers, mindfully economically. Do you understand? So you see why he's telling you that they are not going to cope. They are coping today is because Igbos are still in their midst. Remove Igbos, there will be no Nigeria.
Yeah.